Hello peeps! Welcome to yet another video. First thing I wanted to say is that we reached 100 subscribers and I want to thank you all for the support. You guys are amazing. You are an amazing community.
97, 98, 99, 100!
So some of you asked me, what are my talents? What are my honor talents? How many traits I have on my weapon? Or if I'll do a guide about them in the future. So I figured out it's time to do one. So here it is. My first Havoc Demon Hunter PvP talent guide from my own perspective. Okay, so let's start with the normal talents. On the first row you want to pick Fellblade. Why? You get really fast close to your target and generates a lot of fury. For Blind Fury you want to pick Blind Fury only if you play on the demonic build, which I'll cover later. Okay, on the second row you want to pick Demon Blades. I think it's the best pick since 7.1. Demon Blades deal a lot more damage than Demon's Bite because it deals shadow damage from your auto attacks and it generates more fury than Demon's Bite. The downside of this is that it has a 60% chance to deal additional shadow damage and sometimes you may be out of fury. With Demon Blades, Fellblade also procs. As you can see, it says Demon Bite has a chance to reset the cooldown of Fellblade. This can proc really fast if the RNG works with these Demon Blades, providing you with more fury and you can get again close to the target. So see, here it procced. I kill Chaos Blade, it procced again. Okay, for the third talent row, I usually go with First Blood, because First Blood simply deals more damage since it was buffed in 7.1.5 or 7.2, I don't really remember. And it's a viable choice nowadays more than Bloodlet. You want to use Bloodlet if you want to pressure a healer, if you want to dot someone and you cannot get close to them. But usually you get close to them with Fellblade anyways, so you really want to use First Blood for that additional damage. So you can go Fellblade, then you hit with Chaos Strike, then again you hit with Fellblade, then again Chaos Strike. Bam, bam, and bam. Okay, for the next talent it's very situational. If you're finding yourself that you're not resisting enough in the arena, you want to pick Nether Walk so you can actually become immune to damage but unable to attack. If you're in a comp with double melee, you can pick Soul Rending because you will heal a lot when you proc your Metamorphosis. This also helps a lot with warriors and with rogues. I generally play Soul Rending, I rarely pick Nether Walk. Now for the next talents. I found out Fell Eruption works really well lately and it deals a lot of damage and provides you a 2-second stun. You can use this against healers like, I don't know, Resto Druids who pops a lot of heal, your damage just doesn't go through them. Fell Eruption also works for BGs, at least I play with it a lot. Or you can actually pick Momentum for BGs since you'll get a lot of Fell Rushes, a lot of Vengeful Retreats, so you're gonna have your damage done increased by 20% every 4 seconds. So for Fell Eruption you generate Fury and you hit with it. It deals a lot of damage. I actually dealt like 2 million damage against the guy who carried the orb in Temple of Kotmogu. Now about the Nemesis. Nemesis is great in your burst phase, especially in arenas. I always recommend Nemesis in arenas, but if you have someone with a lot of pressure or some healers who can escape a lot, like, I don't know, Mistweaver Monks, you want to pick Fell Eruption for an additional stun. For the next talent row, I always pick Master of the Glaive, no matter the situation in PvP. It gives your Throw Glaive 2 charges and it can snare the target, which is awesome. Master of the Glaive also works well if you pick Bloodlet because it will refresh your dot. But then again I use it more for snare because First Blood is a lot better choice in my opinion. Now for the Chaos Blades, I always use Chaos Blades in arenas. Always, always, always. There are rare situations when you pick Demonic. I usually pick Demonic in BGs along with Blind Fury and Demonic Appetite for a lot of survivability, or if I play some PvE situations like the Mage Tower Challenge when you have to solo the boss. I tried this build in arena and I couldn't get around it and I got pretty wrecked. Also, if you pick Demonic, I recommend to you that you will pick Blind Fury. With Fell Barrage, I didn't play since 7.1, so I don't know if it's any good this time. You guys can let me know if it is. For the burst, I put Nemesis on the target, I pop Chaos Blades, I use Fear of Daily Dari and Metamorphosis. And at this point I deal a lot of damage and they're in big danger. Also I'm trying to stun them if they're trying to get away or something. As you can see I'm using Blade Dance quite a lot. And of course it goes along with the First Blood talent. As you can see, because of the haste that I have in meta, Demon Blades proc really fast. Now for defensive, because people ask me how do I resist against a rogue. Well, we know rogues deal a lot of damage, so you're gonna want to take advantage of your blur and your darkness. So if you see the combat rogue doing that stuff when he goes into there and then just smashes into you, I don't know how that's called, you want to hit cover of dark because you want to have that extra damage avoidance. So blur, darkness against powerful melee groups, and of course vengeful retreat with the honor talent, which I'm gonna cover in a bit. Okay, for honor talents, I usually pick Gladiator's Medallion for the generic medallion. Adaptation, well, maybe for there are like warriors who can fear me and I want to trinket that instantly. Or I pick Relentless if there's a lot of CCs in the group, but actually I rarely pick them, I always pick Gladiator's Medallion. Now for the second row, you want to pick Sparring if you go against double melee or a healer in a dangerous melee. Usually with casters, of course, I play with Reinforced Armor, just for the health increase. On the third row, I play with Glimpse because it gives me blur and of course I can avoid a lot of damage, like I'm hitting the target and then if I see my life gets pretty low, I just vengeful retreat and the blur pops automatically. This is very useful like Sparring against some certain melee classes who can hit you hard or double melee classes. Also against melee you can do like Glimpse, you can do like vengeful retreat, come back with your Fill Rush, attack them and make sure you have your Blade Dance up because while you're using Blade Dance you have 100% dodge. Now I pick cover of darkness usually against casters because I want to protect myself from their burst if I'm rooted or something, or my teammates. Now on the next row here it gets tricky. I have Harass. Of course you're gonna use this against any caster because they will get damaged for every spell they're cast. So you want to do this against any caster you find. Of course you can do this for Discipline Priests too, since I understand that they have to do some damage to increase their healing. Now you want to pick Reverse Magic if you have someone with CCs like Resto Druids, Resto Shamans who have a lot of CCs and can put you in your place, and you want to dispel that CC. I usually use it against mages too because I have Harass damages them, but sometimes I'm too snared or too CC to do anything about it, so you want to pick Reverse Magic in those situations. Now here I always bounce between Demonic Origins and Awaken the Demon Within. Demonic Origins means if you have less cooldown on Metamorphosis, it means more stuns with meta, more short burst windows. Now when this was introduced I played with it a lot, but nowadays I'm playing with Awaken the Demon Within too because I have longer burst time, because my Metamorphosis stays like 30 seconds, and I have more survival because my Metamorphosis procs at 50% health, and then with Soul Rending I can get my health back up to 100% if I am lucky. Now mana, you want to use Mana Rift for healers if you want to drain their mana, but I recommend this talent if you have someone in your team with a lot of CCs like a rogue or something who can keep the healer in place, so you can put a Mana Rift underneath them and drain their mana. Now usually in arenas I play with Awaken the Demon Within, but in Battlegrounds I play Demonic Origin. Now for the last talent row, Rain from Above. Of course you want to use this against double melee when they're gonna just stomp you and they team burst you. Now you don't want to pick this if you have like a double caster or something, because they can kill you, even if you deal a lot of damage they can kill you in the air and there's not much you can do about it. Of course in Battlegrounds you'll always pick Rain from Above, but in arenas I recommend to be careful of what comes you're up against. Now for Mana Break, this is a funny one. If you notice that you play against a healer whose mana will drain after... Now if you notice that you're playing against a healer whose mana is gonna be gone after some time, you wanna pick this talent because after a while, if they're out of mana and you use Mana Break, they will almost die. It says here they get up to 25% maximum health. So in a PvP video I showed you how I killed a paladin who was low mana. I used Mana Break and I killed him before he could bubble, so he didn't know what hit him. So I recommend Mana Break for these kinds of situations. Now for my artifacts. As you can see I have 52 traits on my weapon. I have more on my Vengeance spec, because in PvE you need more traits as a tank. But for Havoc I only have one stack of Concordance of the Legion Flow, since I understand Concordance is nerfed in PvP, and I heard something about the Concordance not being procced more than one stack, so if I have 2 traits on it, it will only count as 1. So here it is guys, an overview of my Havoc Demon Hunter PvP build. I hope you understood something from it. I don't usually do these kinds of videos, so I hope it's helpful. And if you want to add something, or if you disagree with some of my talent decisions, feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think. I will see you guys next time in the arena.